For some reason, all one color or monochromatic Yeezy Boost 350 V2s have consistently been some of the most popular 350 V2 colorways out there. I don't know if it's because they're the most wearable or whether people just like simpler looking Yeezys, but for whatever reason, they tend to be the ones that sell for the most and maintain the value the longest. And it's actually been a couple years since we last got a pair of triple white 350 V2s, and because of that, I think people are really looking forward to a pair. What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler, and today I'm reviewing the upcoming Adidas YEEZY Boost 350 V2 in the Pure Oat colorway. Before we dive into the review though, I do want to give a huge thank you to the company that made this review possible, Kicksworld. So I'm sure by this point you've heard me talk about Kicksworld because Kicksworld has provided a lot of early sneakers for reviews on this channel. Kicksworld is a membership program that allows you to try sneakers before you buy them, meaning essentially you can try out a pair of Yeezys before you spend hundreds of dollars on the resale price to make sure that pair of Yeezys is something that you'd actually like in person and is a shoe that you'd actually wear. And Kicks is becoming more and more useful the more that resale prices skyrocket. For example, there's a pair of $500 shoes that you want to buy, but you're not 100% sure if it's a shoe that you're actually going to be able to wear, or maybe you don't know if you have the right outfits to go with that shoe. With Kicks, you're able to try out that pair of sneakers for just the price of the membership so that you can make sure that it's a shoe that you'll actually wear and a shoe that you'll actually want. And if you decide that you actually do want that pair of sneakers, you can put part of your Kicks membership fee towards the resale price, so you actually end up paying less overall. And not only that, but depending on your membership level, you can actually try out multiple sneakers at once. So for example, if there's two pairs of shoes that you're not sure which pair you'll like more, just grab both of them and you can decide which pair you want to grab after trying them both on. So if you'd like to try out Kicks for yourself and try sneakers before you buy them, I've made sure to leave a link to Kicks in the top of the description below. And once again, huge thank you to Kicksworld for providing this pair of sneakers and making this review possible. So if you're trying to grab a pair of the Adidas YEEZY Boost 350 V2 Pure Oats, they officially release on March 11th. And as far as release procedures, I'm pretty sure these shoes will be dropping on the Adidas Confirmed app as well as on YeezySupply.com and most likely also through some local boutique sneaker stores in your area. A lot of websites have the price listed at $220, but I also wouldn't be surprised if Adidas decides to drop them for $230 like they've been doing with a lot of the other Yeezy Boost 350 V2 releases recently. So in summary, the Yeezy Boost 350 V2 Pure Oats are dropping on March 11th for between $220 and $230. But getting into the actual details of the sneaker itself, at first glance the Pure Oats look a lot like a lot of other pairs of 350 V2s. However, this shoe is actually a little bit different because of some knit pattern changes and also some of the materials that are used in the upper. Now, I should preface this review by saying that unfortunately, the only size that I was able to get my hands on was a size 7. I'm a size 9, and there's no way I'm gonna be able to fit a size 7 on my feet. I tried to get my wife to wear them, but unfortunately, she's significantly smaller than a size 7, so unfortunately, there won't be any on-foot portions in this video, but I will say it's a white pair of 350 V2s. You've seen them before. You should know what this looks like on feet. That being said, I am very disappointed that this shoe did not come in my size and also that I can't keep this shoe because this is one of my favorite 350 V2s to drop for the entire year. I mean, let's be honest, it's an all-white pair of 350 V2s. It's super clean and very easy to rock. But getting into the materials that actually make up this shoe, around the toe of the sneaker and covering a majority of the upper, you've got this white primeknit. Now, unlike most of the other 350 V2s that have released over the last 5 or 6 years, this shoe actually features recycled materials used in the yarn that's woven into the primeknit. And that seems to be something that's happening more and more on pairs of 350 V2s. We just saw it happen with the Dazzling Blues that just released, and now we're seeing it on the Pure Oats that are releasing on March 11th. And as far as the way that this new recycled primeknit actually looks and feels, it looks and feels just like every other pair of 350 V2s. It doesn't seem like they had to make any compromises when using recycled materials on this shoe, which I think is awesome. On the toe of the sneaker, this primeknit seems to come in a pretty standard 350 V2 primeknit knit pattern. It seems like the same sort of knit pattern that you've had on 350 V2s all the way back since the Statics that released back in, I think it was 2018 or 2019. However, as you move back on the shoe towards the midfoot, the knit pattern actually changes up completely. So in the middle or the midfoot portion of the shoe, there seems to be this band of completely smooth knit material running all the way across the top of the sneaker. In fact, you can really see it on the medial side of the sneaker where there's no stripe. And honestly, it's kind of a weird detail. It looks like you've got a piece of like sweatshirt material in the middle of the shoe. It doesn't match with the front or the back of the shoe. It's just a completely separate knit pattern on the sneaker. Now, one of the reasons that I'm guessing that they decided to change things up in this portion is because this knit material or this knit area actually feels a lot softer and a lot thinner than the knit on the rest of the shoe, which means that it's actually going to be softer and more flexible on foot. And it actually makes sense as to why it's in the middle of the shoe and not on the toe or on the heel, because on the toe of the shoe you want some durability and some stiffness to maintain the shape of the shoe, and also because this is a high wear area. And in the back of the shoe you want the shoe to have some heel support, and this older primeknit pattern actually gives some structure to the back of the shoe, which allows you to have some heel cupping, which I think is the reason that they did that. And on this all white colorway, you can barely notice that there's a knit pattern change at all. I'm sure on some more colorful colorways that feature multiple colors on the upper, you might notice that there's a difference there, but on this shoe, I didn't even notice that that was happening until I actually got the shoe in hand. Apart from this midfoot area though, and also the fact that there's recycled materials in the upper, the rest of the shoe's prime knit pattern is pretty similar to every other pair of 350 V2s. You've got that standard sort of stitching detail running down the center of the shoe. You've got your semi-translucent plastic mesh stripe running across the lateral side of the shoe, which I know I always say this in all of my reviews, but I love the semi-translucent stripe because it allows you to see your socks through the shoe, and it really allows you to change up the color of the shoe or the feel of the shoe by just changing the color of your socks. And as a sock company owner, I love that because I'm able to show off my Apothecary socks, and let's be honest, Apothecary socks are fire, so I always want an opportunity to show off my feet heat. Just like with most other pairs of 350 V2s, you've got your standard rope laces weaving through the upper of the shoe. In this case, they come in a solid white with no 3M details. And as you've probably already noticed by this point in the review, the shoe comes with standard rope laces and not an infinity lacing loop system, which I actually think I'm starting to prefer because it looks a little bit cleaner when it's on foot. But it is what it is. I'm sure there's people out there who prefer the standard laces because you can actually switch them out. Then moving inside the sneaker, you've got a pretty standard white fabric sock liner around the heel, which is pretty well padded. And of course, you've got your reflective Adidas 3 stripes running down the back of the heel. Then rounding off the inside of the shoe, you've got a standard 350 V2 insole. In this case, it comes in all white with black logos printed on the heel. On the left shoe, you've got the Yeezy logo and this sort of recycled earth logo. And then on the right shoe, you've got the Yeezy logo and the Adidas logo. Now, unfortunately, like I was saying earlier on in the review, this shoe is significantly smaller than my foot. And because of that, I can't even try this. I can't even fit my toes into this sneaker. That's how much smaller it is. And because of that, I can't give you my own personal sizing advice. However, I have done some research on this shoe from people who have other early pairs. And it seems like the sizing on the Pure Oat 350s is pretty much your standard 350 V2 sizing, which is not surprising at all. And for those of you that don't know, standard 350 V2 sizing is usually go a half size up. If you're a size 9 like me, grab a size 9.5. If you're a size 11, grab a size 11.5 because 350 V2s usually fit half size small. So while I can't give you my own personal experience with sizing on this shoe, I would suggest still going up a half size. Continuing back in the shoe towards the heel, you'll notice that on this pair of 350 V2s, you've got a heel pull tab. I have no idea why they decided to put this pull tab on some colorways of the 350s and not on others. It doesn't make sense to me. Personally though, it doesn't bother me either way. I could care less whether it's there or not. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Then moving down on the shoe, you get to your iconic YEEZY Boost 350 V2 ribbed midsole. On this Pure Oat colorway, it comes in this sort of semi-translucent milky white rubber, which I actually kind of dig. And of course, inside this rubber, you have a full-length Boost midsole, which makes this shoe very comfortable underfoot. Then finally moving to the bottom of the shoe, you've got more of that semi-translucent milky white rubber. However, unlike on the side of the shoe, the rubber seems to have a little bit more of a yellow tint to it. I'm not sure why that is. I'm not sure why they don't just use the same color rubber on both parts of the shoe. That seems to be the case on every pair of 350 V2s. Maybe the rubber used on the outsole is like significantly more durable and it can't be the same color. I have no idea why they do that, but it just kind of bothers me. Regardless, the color difference on this shoe is pretty negligible, so it's not that big of a deal. So overall, while I don't own a lot of pairs or wear a lot of pairs of 350 V2s anymore, the Pure Oat 350 V2s is a colorway that I would love to add to my collection. It's a colorway that's super easy to rock because it's so simple and it's so clean, and while yes, it will get dirty incredibly fast, I think even when it gets dirty, it still won't look that bad. And if you've been waiting for a pair of all-white 350 V2s for the last couple years since the last release of a truly all-white pair of 350 V2s, you should absolutely go for this colorway because we have no idea when the next triple white 350 V2 is going to drop, and this might be your only chance for the next 3 or 4 years. Now, as far as release numbers of this shoe, I have no idea how many pairs are going to drop. I would assume they're going to drop a larger quantity because it's a simpler colorway, it's a cleaner colorway, and a colorway that I think has a lot of mass appeal, but I really have no idea. So if you're trying to grab a pair of these for yourself, make sure you're entering all the raffles you can because on March 11th, I can almost guarantee that this shoe will absolutely sell out. But with that, we pretty much wrap up the entire review for today. Now, I would love to know your thoughts on the upcoming Pure Oats and whether it's a shoe that you're trying to go for yourself. So make sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.